Hello, everyone. On today's podcast episode, I'm going to talk about mockery and why it's a grave sin. You know, I don't really like talking about the Bible, not because I'm afraid of the Bible, but it's just because I'm not someone who goes out of my way to try to convert Christians or, I'm not a well, I'm not a preacher, like I say, because I don't feel like being a preacher. What I say on this podcast episode, I just do it for the fun of it, just for the heck of it. I'm not doing it trying to convert anyone. I'm just doing it because I just enjoy it. So once in a while, I'll talk about the Bible, and when I have something else to talk about, right, I'll talk about it. The purpose of my podcast is just to talk about everything and anything, In this current period, I have, I'm talking about the Bible. But in the future, I could be talking about something else, you know. But let's go back to what I'm trying to say. Mockery is a grave sin. And there's a passage in the Bible where it says, there was a bald man, right? That was getting mocked. Well, there was a man of God, a bald man of God, meaning a good person. A good man was getting mocked by children. And then God sent a bear to kill the children, right? From one point of view, you say that's cruel, right? From my point of view, I'll say, don't judge God. Why? We don't know what's going on in the mind of those children. Do you know how many children kill their own parents? Do you know how many children kill their family members? You just Google, just Google the news. Just Google, any news article. Just talk about children killing family members. You can find countless articles of children killing family members. I'm not saying this for you to be merciless to children. I'm just saying this just to give you an idea of what's going on. Do not judge God because you don't know why God made the choice. If you don't know, the reasoning behind God's choice, do not jump to conclusions and tell us what God should or shouldn't do. God is omnipresent, omniscient. Since God is omnipresent, He's omniscient. Being omniscient, He knows more about life than you do. God has infinite intelligence, meaning there's a reason why God did it. Let me give you the possible reasons, other than the fact that, it's fact that children kill others. Let me give you a problem with mockery. Mockery is a grave sin. It's a great sin. It's not a small sin. It's a biggie. It's a large sin. Why? I've said it many times on other podcast episodes, but let me give you a brief reason. If you mock someone for being short, right? For the rest of their lives, they'll have a low self-worth. Someone who could have been the president of the United States, because you mocked them for being short, they will never become the president of the United States anymore. A simple mockery can change the life of someone. Just one word can ruin the life of somebody. Just a few words can make someone commit suicide. That's how powerful words are. Just a few words of mockery can make the future president of the United States change their path. Can make a future great man rethink, their path in life. Someone who wanted to be a great musician, just with a few words of mockery, would never create the greatest music, in the world ever again. Just because you mock them. This is how powerful words are. This is how powerful mockery is. So you may think words are useless, but God says it, in the Bible, in the beginning was the Word. That tells you something. Words are very important to God. The words you think are worthless determine whether you go to heaven or not. The words you think are worthless can ruin the lives of many people. So do not think the words that come out of your mouth, should be said lightly. You have to be careful what you say with your own tongue. Otherwise, your very words will ruin your life. You can't be a sinner and ruin someone else's life without your life being ruined, as well. Life is a life of cause and effect. If you ruin the life of others, your life will be ruined as well. This is how life works. There's no free pass to cruelty. If you're cruel to others, your life will be filled with cruelty. If you want someone to be depressed, your life will be filled with depression. If you want someone to be sad, your life will be sad. Your life will be filled with sadness. If you want someone to feel fear for the rest of their life, your life will be filled with fear for the rest of your life. You don't get a free pass to do evil in this world. Everything will come back to you. Everything will come back at you. All the evil deeds you do in this world will come back at you. It's like a mirror. And everything you do in this world reflects back onto your life. This is why most people in this world are depressed and sad. Because they like making other people depressed and sad. Because they like mocking and insulting others, causing them to be sad and depressed. Guess what? Their lives will also be sad and depressed. You don't get a free pass when you ruin someone else's life. Nobody has that free pass. So you have to be careful of your words, because words are very powerful. Just a few words, just a few words of mockery can make the President of the United States commit suicide. That's how powerful words are. You can brainwash somebody with words. You can use words to convince someone to go kill someone else. That's how powerful words are. Do not think words are meaningless. Do not think words are worthless. So if you can't control your words, your mouth, your life will be miserable. You are a sinner. Just because you get a free pass and ruin the lives of others, because the government does not consider words, they see words as light things. They don't see it as anything really detrimental. So when you mock others, they don't see that as bullying. They see relentless mockery as bullying, but it doesn't cross their mind that just one phrase can ruin the life of others. A simple phrase like "you're stupid," "you're an idiot," "you're retarded," "you're a fool," "you're useless." Just these, few words can ruin the life of someone else. You can make them a drug addict. Someone who will never do drugs in their life. Just the words, "you are useless," could turn them into drug addicts, could turn them into alcoholics, could make them commit suicide. That's how powerful words are. And words lead to something. Before you can kill someone, before you can justify killing someone, before the government justifies killing someone, guess what? Or before a group of people justify killing someone, guess what they do? First, they dehumanize them. Because if you can dehumanize someone, if you can trick the rest of the population into thinking someone is evil, if you make it or trick them into thinking someone is worthless, right? Then you have a free pass to kill them without the rest of the world, without the rest of the people around you harming you for it, without the rest of the people around you, doing bad things to you or seeing you in a negative light. So before people harm you, the first thing they'll do is try to dehumanize you. Is try to make you look like a worthless loser. That's how life works. First, you dehumanize them, then you kill them. If you kill them, most people will think you're killing an innocent person. But if you can, if you can dehumanize them in front of others, make them look worthless, many people will allow you to kill someone else. You won't get a free pass to kill people, but if you can, if you can successfully dehumanize them in front of others, then you'll be capable of killing them, without ever, having to pay any punishment for it. That's how life works. That's how, the Jews were killed in Germany. First, you dehumanize them, and then the country will give you a free pass to kill them. First, you dehumanize, a group of people, then the rest of the population will give you a free pass to kill them. That's how life works. And how do you dehumanize someone? Using words. As long as you can manipulate people with words, you can trick them into killing anybody. That's how powerful words are. As long as you can mock people constantly, it's only a matter of time before people, the rest of the population gives you a free pass to start killing them. First is mockery, then is bullying. And if that doesn't stop, then it's death. They'll first start to mock you. If you don't run away, you have to really see the signs. If you're someone who's been bullied before, you have to see the signs. Before it gets to death, first they'll dehumanize you. First you'll be mocked. Then they'll start picking on you, punching, kicking you. And then if after all that, if you're not dead yet, they'll go out of their way to kill you. That's how this works. It starts with words. Cruelty starts with words. Cruelty starts with dehumanization. First, you dehumanize women. First, you mock women for being worthless. Then the rest of the male population will give you permission to kill them. That's how life works. That's how powerful mockery works. If you just kill a random woman, I bet you 90% of the population will never allow you to do it. But if you can dehumanize that woman first, make her look bad in front of others, mock her for all her faults, sooner or later, the rest of the world will just let you kill her. That's how words work. That's how powerful words are. This is why you have to be careful of your words. And this is if you're someone who's being bullied, if you're someone who's ever been mocked, or someone being mocked right now, you have to be careful of the people mocking you. Because first they'll mock you, then they'll start picking on you. And if you're not dead yet, then they'll kill you. They'll go out of their way to kill you. First they mocked the Jews, then they started picking on the Jews. When all that failed, they started killing the Jews. This is how, life works. It first starts with mockery. And God hates mockery. So if you're someone who mocks others constantly, just know that God knows what you're trying to do. If God, you mock others to the point where, you just feel like killing them. That's how your mindset works. If people let you to mock, allow you to mock others, it's only a matter of time before you start punching and kicking them. It's only a matter of time before the punching and kicking, no longer, satisfy you any longer. And then what do you do next? Murder. It always starts with mockery. You may think mockery is, it's just a joke, but there's so many people committing suicide on a yearly basis just for mockery alone. Just for a few words. A few words can kill someone. A few words are capable of killing people. So do not think that God will allow you to mock others without punishment. You will be punished for mocking others. You will be punished for mocking others. You'll be punished for insulting others. Because God knows where it leads. It leads to death. It leads to murder. If you mock someone and you ruin their lives, even if it takes 10 years before they kill themselves, it was because of your mockery that they killed themselves 10 years from now. You caused their death, and you have to pay for your crimes. You have to pay for that sin. Even if they don't die today, Your words will kill them in the future. Your words will ruin their lives in the future. You have to pay for that. No one else. You. So this is why you have to be careful of your words. Because God values words very, very much. The Bible is a Bible of words, not a Bible of pictures. That should tell you something. That words are very important to God. Words are very, very important to God. So if you're someone who likes mocking others, just know that that's the reason why your life is miserable. Your life is miserable because you like making the lives of other people miserable. If you like ruining the lives of others, your life will be ruined as well. The basic cause and effect. That's how life works. The life of sinners are always miserable because they're the ones that cause their own problems. They're the ones that ruin their own lives. Nobody else but them. Be kinder to people and your life will be happier. Be a good person and your life will be happier. You don't have to mock others. You can keep your words to yourself. You can insult others all day in your head, and God will give you a free pass for that. But the moment you open your mouth and start insulting people, that's the mindset of an evil villain. That's the mindset of a sinner. And you will have to pay for your crimes. No one gets a free pass to do evil in this world. Everyone pays for their sins in life. Everybody. If your life is miserable, there's a reason why your life is miserable. It's not because you're a good person. It's definitely not because you're a good person. A good person's life is never miserable. A good person's life is never miserable. There's no sadness in the life of a good person. There's no sadness in the life of a kind person. But there is depression and anxiety in the life of depressed, sinners. In the life of sinners, you will only find depression, stress, and sorrow. That's the life they can live. Because it's a self-caused problem. If you want to ruin the lives of others, your life will be ruined as well. That's just the basic rules of this world. If you want to ruin the lives of others, your life will be ruined as well. So that's it for today's podcast episode. In the future, I'll try to, go back to the Bible, again. But the truth is, I try to stay away from the Bible, not because I don't like the Bible, but because I just want the podcast to be more of a free podcast where I talk about everything, not just the Bible itself. So I know some people will not like it, but if you like the Bible, me talking about the Bible in duality, in the concept of duality, I'll talk about it more in the future. But right now, just expect it to be whatever I want to talk about. The future episodes will be just whatever I want to talk about. So don't be hopeful of me talking about the Bible from now on. But I will in the future. I'm not saying I'm not going to. I'm just not someone who shows off using the Bible. The Bible is not my personality. A believer in God, as a believer in God, I don't use the Bible as something to show off with. I don't need it. I don't use it to get attention. It's pointless to me. I speak what I have to say, and then I mind my business. That's how life works. So, see you guys later. Bye.